Hi guys, I'm doing some of these videos that are going to be sprinkled in between the other videos that you guys just love because you need some comic relief. Also, there needs to be some filler stuff. Her stuff that's in there is interspersed between a lot of written material because I'm getting it out of a book resource and I'm finding that there's a lot missing in the videos, so I need to go in there and supplement it, and I'm hoping you find these a little more entertaining. So you guys should be in the project of making the gear. Okay, at this point you should have your guides in there and you've got your circle, and so if I select on the circle, it's pretty much in the middle. It's maybe a little off. Yeah, I think it might be just a little hair off. Hair off. There we go. Okay. Pretty much. There we go. Okay, so I've got that all set. There's my circle. And now we are going to make the cogs for it. And she goes through this and she goes whipping through it. And there's some things in the book that I think you guys will find interesting that you can use. So I'm going to go over that. She's gone in to the shape tool. I hit the letter M to come up with a rectangle tool. And I've drawn this little rectangle. I've made sure that the very center of this rectangle, and holding down, if I hit the V, it takes me to the black arrow. Okay, and the center of this should be right over the line there. So it's right aligned with what's going down on this circle, and that'll impact us more later. If I'm going to zoom in on this guy, Command Spacebar, zoom in, and you can see the whole thing's selected because I have the black arrow up, right? So if I click away, it's deselected. I click on that, it's selected. And you can tell the whole thing's selected because all of the anchor points are filled. Okay, if you just want one anchor point selected, you don't want the black arrow. You want the white arrow, which is the letter A. See? Happy little white arrow. Yay! Anyway, so if I come over here and I just grab one anchor point, you can tell. There it is. One anchor point and it's full, and the other anchor points are white, and so they're not selected. However, I need more than one anchor point for what I want to do, because what we ultimately want to do is make these cogs look like cogs. So they're wider at the bottom than they are at the top. Fast way of doing this, if I wasn't talking so much, I'd be done by now. I'm just going to drag the top, and you can see there they are. Yay! There's two ways of doing this. Okay, the first way is, for me, would be the easiest way. This is what I would do, is I hit the letter S, just the letter S, and it selects the scale tool. Okay, and since I've only got these two selected, those are the only two that are going to be impacted. So I can just take it very simply and move them in together, like that. Let's say I'm doing something in engineering, though, and it has to be, I just undid it, it has to be specific. It has to be 30% less than this. I can go in there and double click on that and make it, if it's got to be 30% less, right, it's going to be 70% of what's at the base, because 100% minus 30% is 70%, right? So I'm going to hit 70% there and come in, click off, and click on the preview, and there it is, perfectly at 70%. So engineers and architects and other folks like that, and industrial designers like to do that kind of stuff because it's kind of important. You use it for building bridges, stuff like that. Okay, so we made that one skinnier. Now we're gonna do something different. I'm gonna click away, and I've got my white arrow, and I am going to select on the bottom. I'm going to make these a little broader. Again, I can go into the scale tool and pull it out just a little bit like this if I want, and these guys aren't affected. Or I can go down to the tool underneath it, which is called the transform tool, and you have some more options on the transform tool. I encourage you to play with these. These really kind of allow you to move things around and transform it freely. You can transform it one anchor point at a time. You know, I found you can do this using the arrow tools anyway, so I never use this tool, but I want you to know it's here. And I am going to select, I think it's this one I want. I'm not sure, I might be wrong. We'll find out. And if I pull it out, try that one, because I never use this. There we go, that's the one I want. And I can select it out like that. Make it a little wider. So, and with that said, you can see what's going to happen here. She goes into how to do this. This is super, super cool, and you'll be using it a lot. So, enjoy. Ciao.